Almost immediately, the crews hit something. Bones. Not scattered remains of full, ancient, Native American burial site.
Oh, no.
Welcome to this episode of the You Two Scare Me podcast. We're your host. I'm Felice.
And I'm Andi, and we are coming to you from Key West, Florida.
So, Andi, did you hear the guy, they were doing some kind of press conference about UFOs, and someone asked him about different species of alien, and he gave some long convoluted answer, but basically he said, well, there's like a continuum, and it goes from beings with bodies and two legs all the way down to sentient plasma.
Whoa.
And they were like, well, how many were there? And he was like, and he said at least 12. Isn't that crazy?
That's weird. Because I feel like you usually see, or at least I see, the grays, of course, the reptilian ones, the ones that are like tall.
The Nordics.
Yes.
Nordics.
Yeah.
And there's
another one. Oh, there's one that are insect-like, like praying mantis-like or something like that, you know? But I feel like there's usually 5, 6 that most people talk about.
Yeah.
Oh.
I don't know. I think that, that Steven Spielberg movie, I think it just came out and it's called Disclosure Day. Have you seen it? I want to see that so bad.
Oh my gosh. I saw it and I was like, I should see this, but I'm like really scared to see it.
I feel like they're soft launching what is actually happening.
Oh
I don't know.
Gosh.
I don't know.
Weird.
I feel like something is about to happen and they're just giving it to us in little bits and pieces, you know?
Yeah,
oh my gosh.
I don't know. I do feel like we're on the brink of something. And it's weird. It's weird and it's wonderful and it's weird and a little scary.
Yeah. I don't know. I kind of feel like if they're here and if they know about all these different groups of them or whatever, it's probably okay. Like they've probably been here for a long time and they have been friendly, you know?
Well, I just saw something that, again, this is on social media. So like,
Oh yeah, we live our lives on social media.
Yeah, but it was like, there have been, I don't know, X number of alien spacecraft encountered and we have shot down all of them.
Yeah.
And so that's where I'm like, those people don't speak for all of us.
You know what else? Okay, so a lot of activity has been happening in Brazil. And the Brazilian government has been putting out information about it. And there's this one psychic that's in Brazil, and she is predicting that, I think it's June 24th or June 26th. Okay. Basically, she said, when Brazil is playing a big sports game in Miami, something's going to happen.
No.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
And I think people are going to get abducted. That's what she's predicting.
What if the ones from the mall?
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
So I actually heard a theory about that. And it was that the reason that the government shut it down so quickly is that they were not friendly. Like everybody else has been, the Grays and the these and the that has been friendly, but those Miami Mall incident beings were not friendly. Gosh. And so that's why they shut down all the information about it.
I also saw a video that was like based on witness accounts from the, mall incident. This is how these beings moved. And they recreated it. And it was like, they not quite teleported, but almost like it was a flash from here to there. You could see them moving. It was really weird.
Oh, that is interesting.
Yeah. I'll have to see if I can find it and send it to you. But
okay.
I don't know. That's weird and that's scary. And also Miami is not that far away from us.
I know.
And I don't know.
That's when I'm going to be out of town. So good luck.
Oh, good. Great. Thanks. Thanks. I think I need to plan a trip somewhere.
I don't know. I have aliens on the brain right now.
Oh, gosh.
Well, if this is your first time tuning in and listening to our podcast, welcome. We are two spooky girls who love to hear and tell stories about ghosts, hauntings, cryptids, and everything spooky.
Don't worry, though. We respect the forces that are behind all of the spooky stuff, and we know to keep a safe distance.
That's right. By the way, we are fully aware that we do not know anything or really understand what's going on with any of this stuff. We just like to talk about it.
And make our own.
Yap about it.
Yeah. But it's okay. We keep it light as we work our way through the strange and unusual. You'll hear us laugh a little as we bring you stories that make you question and give you a chill.
A quick warning before we begin. This podcast is for entertainment purposes only. Our tales are drawn from folklore, history, and reported experiences, but we don't claim them as fact. Some stories may include sensitive topics, so listener discretion is advised.
Dive into the shadows with us as we bring you haunting tales in this episode of the You Two Scare Me podcast.
Shall we dive in? Amusement parks are designed deliberately to hold joy. That's the only reason they exist. The rides, the lights, the music, the smell of funnel cake from 100 feet away. Every single element is engineered to make you feel good while also making your heart pound. That particular combination of fear and delight is what you pay for.
Okay.
Are you a roller coaster person?
I was. I can't say that I've been on a true roller coaster since I had kids. And I will say that since having kids, I get a lot more motion sickness much more easily. So even spinning in a circle makes me like, I can do 2 rotations and I'm like, oh no. When I was at Disney with my kids a couple years ago, we went on, well, we had to ride separate because they were so little. So, Ryan went and I went Mission to Mars. And I am sitting there strapped and I was like, don't throw up. Don't throw up.
Yes.
There's a puke bag right there, but don't do it. Don't do it. And I hard trained myself not to do it. Got off the ride, walked a little bit, and then ended up throwing up.
You did.
Right outside one of the princess breakfasts or something, it was. And then I felt awful the rest of the day.
The whole day. It'll blow your whole day.
Yeah.
I know. I'm the same way. Luckily now, my kids have been old enough for a long time that they can go and do the rides together and whatever. They kind of go. I really can't handle a roller coaster either. I did go, the last time we went to Universal, I went on the Hulk and I was okay. But I don't know. It really makes me feel weird for the rest of the day.
I don't know. I'm going to try it, but I don't know.
Yeah, it's weird. Getting old is weird.
It's the worst.
So although these places are built for fun, the occasional tragedy does happen at these places.
I hate those.
I do too. Every time I see like a video of something happening at an amusement park or a fair or carnival, I get a pit in my stomach. So when tragedy happens in one of these places, when children die, when workers die, when entire cities are abandoned 5 days before the opening, that container doesn't just empty out. It holds on to what it was built for. The way a house that was once full of a family keeps feeling like a family even after everyone's gone. Today, we are exploring haunted amusement parks. And this one is going global.
Ooh.
Cedar Point sits on a narrow peninsula in Sandusky, Ohio, jutting out into Lake Erie.
I've been there.
You've been there?
Uh-huh.
It is the second oldest operating amusement park in the United States.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yes. Open since 1870, and it calls itself America's Roller Coast. 17 roller coasters on 364 acres. Millions of visitors every summer. By every measure, it is one of the most successful amusement parks in the world. So you've been there. Bill is from Ohio, and he always talks about how fun it is. Like they would go there when he was a kid.
It has some crazy ones.
That's what I heard. And I heard that they're always like getting bigger. The land underneath Cedar Point has a much longer and darker history. The indigenous Erie people were the first to inhabit Cedar Point Peninsula, living among the cedar groves and the lake in the late 1600s.
Okay.
By the time the European settlers arrived, the peninsula had already been a hunting and fishing ground, a place of life and ceremony for generations. Then the Civil War came and the federal government built a gun battery at the tip of the peninsula to guard a Confederate prisoner of war camp on nearby Johnson's Island, just across Sandusky Bay.
Okay.
Union soldiers were stationed there through the brutal Ohio winters, scanning the water. The prison on Johnson's Island held Confederate officers, thousands of them over the course of the war, and the dead from that camp are still buried in a Confederate cemetery that looks directly across the bay at the place that would become Cedar Point.
Oh, their spirits are like, what is going on over there?
It's loud over there. The man who first ferried tourists to the peninsula in 1870, a German immigrant named Louis Zistel, or Louis, I don't know if it's Louis or Louis, had previously used those same boats to transport Confederate prisoners to the island. He simply found a different use for them when the war ended. So the ground that became America's roller coast first belonged to the Erie people, then became a Civil War military outpost with a prisoner of war cemetery in its direct sightline across the water. That history does not appear in the park brochure.
Welcome. Do you want to know about the indigenous people we took this land from?
Yeah, or the Confederate soldiers that are buried here. What gets passed around instead are the stories from the people who work there. Hotel Breakers is the oldest building on Cedar Point property, built in 1905 as a luxury resort.
Oh.
And it has been the center of paranormal reports for over a century. The most documented involves room 169. When the hotel was still a beach resort in its early years, a woman named Mary allegedly hanged herself in the room's shower. For decades since, guests have reported electronic devices failing without explanation, the sound of crying with no source, and the shower turning on and off on its own. These rooms are now used exclusively as employee housing, which suggests that at some point, someone in management decided it was easier to stop renting them than to keep explaining what the guests were experiencing. On one of the hotel's balconies, the story goes darker.
Ooh.
A couple made a suicide pact there. The man jumped. The woman grabbed the ledge and pulled herself back. She survived. He did not. The balcony has been reported as an extreme cold spot ever since.
Oh, that's terrible.
That is terrible.
I mean, it's terrible either way, but
yeah. The Carousel story is the one that longtime employees carry. For years, Cedar Point had a historic carousel in Frontier Town with a carved military horse, the work of a craftsman named Daniel Muller. According to the legend that circulated among staff, Muller's wife fell deeply in love with the horse her husband had carved. When she died, she apparently did not leave it.
Oh.
Employees on the overnight shift had reported seeing a woman riding the military horse after the park had closed and the carousel was dark. She's like, yeah!
I love that.
It was not a guest who had snuck in. A woman on the horse and then nothing. The horse developed a reputation for being impossible to photograph, with camera after camera malfunctioning and film coming out ruined or wrong.
That's weird.
I know. Workers on the late shift reported coming through Frontier Town in the dark and finding the carousel moving on its own, slowly with no music or lights.
Oh.
Just rotating enough to notice when a flashlight beam hit.
Whoa. I was picturing the music like...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Every time it stopped, the military horse had come to rest dead center of the light.
Whoa.
That's creepy, right?
That's so weird.
There's something so uncanny about that vision, I think.
Yeah.
The carousel was eventually shipped to Dorney Park in Pennsylvania in 1995. The military horse stayed behind and is now in the Frontier Town Museum. But in the Merry-Go-Round Museum in downtown Sandusky, where a replica of the horse is on display, staff have reported hearing footsteps moving through the building at night when no one else is there. And it's just a replica.
Yeah.
It's kind of weird, right?
Mm-hmm. Maybe it has its own, like, essence, the horse.
Yeah,
you know?
the horse itself.
Yeah.
So you've been there. Did you ever experience anything spooky at Cedar Point?
No, except for, like, free falling all of the, you know.
Yeah. The actual, it's probably really hard unless you work there and you're there late at night. It would be hard to notice anything because there's so much going on at an amusement park during the day. You know, it's like sensory overload.
Agree.
You know?
Yeah. I think the only thing like you would notice is if somebody was in maybe period clothing, you know, that doesn't quite fit.
Yeah.
Or if they disappear, you know, something like that. But I feel like most of the reports would have to come from the workers.
Yeah,
right?
for sure. Yeah. Okay, we're moving to West Virginia. Lake Shawnee Amusement Park is in Princeton, West Virginia. Deep Appalachia. And we love a good Appalachian story.
We do.
This one isn't just haunted, it's cursed from the ground up.
Ooh.
Generation after generation. And the history goes back more than 200 years before a single ride was ever installed on that land. In 1783, a settler named Mitchell Clay was farming 800 acres in Mercer County with his wife Phoebe and their 14 children.
That's a big farm.
Yeah. And there's a lot of kids.
Yeah.
That year, members of the local Shawnee tribe attacked the Clay farm while the men were away. 2 of the Mitchell's children, Bartley and Tabitha, were killed while doing chores. A third was taken captive and later burned at the stake.
Whoa.
Mitchell Clay eventually led a retaliatory group of settlers that killed several members of the tribe. The blood that soaked that ground in 1783 never really left. That is...
Ugh.
That
I don't like
there's
it.
a lot to unpack in that story, you know.
I mean, obviously you're like, oh, killing kids, you know.
Yeah.
But then when you put yourself in the Shawnee,
Yeah.
you know,
They were there first.
they had this land taken from them.
Yeah.
Oh,
That was a hard time to be living on this land.
Yeah.
You know, for
Yeah.
everybody. Wow. More than a century later, in 1926, a businessman named Conley Snitto purchased the property with no knowledge of what had happened there. He built a small amusement park, a spring-fed swimming pool, a dance hall, a racetrack, carnival rides, cabins for overnight guests.
ooh.
A summertime destination for coal country families, a beloved place that felt very safe.
That's cool.
Then the children started dying.
Oh, gosh. Not
Sorry.
cool.
Wah, wah. The most documented death is a little girl on the swing ride sometime in the late 1950s or early 1960s. She was 10, maybe 12 years old. A soda delivery truck was making its way through the park, and the driver backed it directly into the path of the swings.
Oh.
She was killed on impact. Still,
gosh.
I know, still seated in the swing when the truck hit her.
Oh.
Isn't that horrible? Her name has not been fully preserved in public records. After her, a young boy drowned in the swimming pool. His mother had dropped him off that morning and came back that afternoon to collect him.
Oh.
He was gone. At least 6 deaths occurred on the property during the park's operating years.
That's a lot.
Yeah, it is a lot.
Ooh.
By 1966, the park closed. The ride stood in place and slowly began to rust. In 1985, a man named Gaylord White bought the property. He had worked there as a young man and wanted to restore it. Almost immediately, the crews hit something. Bones. Not scattered remains of full, ancient, Native American burial site.
Oh, no.
Predating the Clay family, predating anyone in Mercer County with a name in written record.
Oh, no. That's bad juju.
Yeah.
Ooh.
The land had been a burial ground long before it was a farm or an amusement park.
No wonder they wanted that land back. Oh,
Yes.
my gosh.
Gaylord White made the decision not to develop it out of respect for the Shawnee and left the rides exactly where they were.
Good choice, Gaylord.
Yes. The rusted Ferris wheel, the original swings, the frame of a structure that once held so much ordinary summer joy.
Ooh, that has such a spooky picture. I have such a spooky
yeah.
picture in my brain of that.
Of like, these rides are dated, you know. I'm picturing the thinner frames, thin metal frames, and they're all rusted
And then like
hanging off.
right.
Something's hanging off,
and, like,
you know.
the plant's like kind of overtaking, you know. Oh, so
It's like
spooky.
a perfect scene for a zombie movie.
Yeah.
Did you ever watch Zombieland? The
Yeah,
funny one.
yeah.
They go to that amusement park. I like that movie.
Yeah.
What exists there now is one of the most documented paranormal sites in America.
Oh, wow.
Paranormal investigators have captured EVP recordings, electromagnetic field anomalies, photographs with shapes that have no apparent source.
Ooh.
Visitors describe the figure of a young girl near the swings.
Oh.
And a pressure that settles against you near the spot where she died. Oh, isn't that so sad?
Oh my gosh, my heart.
Yes, like grief has taken on physical weight. I just am imagining her leaning, you know.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Those rusted swings are still there. They still move sometimes when there is no wind.
Oh my gosh, I have chills.
Yeah. So it's kind of like Dead Children's Playground.
Yeah.
You know, that's what it reminds me of, the swings there.
Gosh, I have such a, I mean, obviously we like kids.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
But I have such a spot in my heart for child ghosts, you know, and I think that anytime there would be somebody, you know, like us, a mom figure or something like that, they're probably
or
just
a
like,
nice person.
right, like seeking a little bit of comfort. And so, it just is so sad.
I know. It is really sad.
Poor baby.
So now are you ready to head overseas?
Okay, I'm ready.
We're going to go to the other side of the world, the Philippines.
Oh no, the Philippines are so scary.
I know. That's why I included
so
it.
haunted.
I know you're scared of the Philippines, so I included it. Enchanted Kingdom was opened in October of 1995 in Santa Rosa. in the province of Laguna, which is about an hour south of Manila.
Why does it sound like we're in California?
I know, SoCal. I know. I know. Well, because it was colonized by Spain. That's why.
Okay.
In case you're wondering.
History lesson for today.
Yes. It is the only world-class theme park in the Philippines, a point of genuine national pride, drawing close to 2 million visitors a year at its peak. Roller coasters, a Ferris wheel, theme zones, live shows, a destination, which you know those shows are good because those people can sing some karaoke, that's for sure. I feel like it's a life dream to go there and sing karaoke with somebody's family at their party. I really want to do that.
That would be really fun.
A destination that Filipino families have been taking their children to for 30 years.
Wow.
Fun. To understand why the ghost stories around Enchanted Kingdom carry the weight that they do, it helps to understand what happened in Santa Rosa during the Second World War. The Japanese occupation of the Philippines began in 1941 and lasted until 1945. The Laguna province experienced the occupation with full force. Japanese forces moved through the region, and the violence that accompanied them left the kind of marks on a place that do not simply disappear when the war ends. Between the careful language of official records is the plain reality of what it meant for the families who lived there. Soldiers in the streets, homes commandeered, people gone. The town was liberated on February 5th, 1945, late in the war after years of it. The specific history of the land that Enchanted Kingdom now occupies is not fully documented in public records, which is a common feature of wartime land histories in the Philippines, where violence was widespread and record keeping was disrupted. Obviously, they're busy doing other things.
They're not like took being in war. Land at this day.
What is documented is the park's paranormal reputation, which is circulated in Filipino media and among employees for decades.
Ooh.
The accounts describe apparitions near the older structures, unexplained sounds during closing hours, and a persistent sense among overnight staff of not being alone.
Ooh.
In Filipino tradition, the concept of a place holding the energy of the dead is not a fringe belief. It's woven into the mainstream cultural understanding of how the world works. And in that context, the reports from the Enchanted Kingdom employees are not treated as just mere curiosities. They're treated as information. So, one account describes a security guard encountering a woman standing near the Wheel of Fate, the park's large Ferris wheel, in clothing that did not belong to any era he recognized. Like you were
there
saying.
We go, yeah.
She was not looking at him. She was looking at the wheel. She's like, what is that?
What the heck is that?
When he moved towards her, she was not there.
Ooh.
The Wheel of Fate at full height offers a view across the province of Laguna that on a clear night stretches to the mountains. What it would have offered a view of in 1943 or 1944 was the landscape at war. The woman in the old clothing was looking at something the security guard could not see.
Whoa. What if she like hitched a ride in one of the, she was just like, this looks interesting. Let's see what this is all about.
Yeah, I went up to like, this place is crazy.
Yeah.
It makes you wonder like what ghosts or spirits or whatever notice about what we're experiencing. Do they notice things, or are they just seeing what they were seeing, or, you know?
I always think of the movie The Others.
Oh.
With Nicole Kidman, Oh
yeah.
my gosh. And I just think that's such an interesting interpretation of the whole thing,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Where she was thinking that she was the regular one or whatever, right? Yeah. All right. So now we're going to go to Berlin, Germany in 1969.
This is a world tour.
It is. I know. I was trying to find a lot of different places. Culture Park Plunterwald opened in East Berlin the same year the United States landed on the moon, supposedly. Allegedly. It was the only permanent amusement park in the entire German Democratic Republic. They were not having a good time on the side.
I was going to say, I don't know if they were focused on fun at that time.
For families on the eastern side of the wall, this was it. The one place. At its peak, it drew 1.7 million visitors a year.
Wow.
Then the wall came down in 1989, and suddenly East Berliners could go anywhere. Attendance collapsed. It turned out maybe it wasn't like that great. By the mid-90s, a showbiz family named the Vittas had taken it over, renamed it Spreepark, tried to renovate, tried to compete with the new world that had opened up around them. but people stopped coming. By 2001, the park was carrying 11 million euros in debt, and there was no way back.
That's kind of sad.
It is. In January of 2002, Norbert Witte packed up 6 of the park's most valuable rides, including a flying carpet attraction and a roller coaster, under the pretense of shipping them for repairs, and fled to Lima, Peru with his family.
Okay.
He was going to start over a new park in South America.
Huh.
The Lima venture failed within a year. Vitus spoke poor Spanish. That seems like key. The rides were damaged by tropical weather. The money ran out. And so in 2003, facing total ruin, he made the decision that was going to destroy his family entirely.
Ooh.
He agreed to work with the Peruvian drug trade. When his rides were finally shipped back to Germany, German customs agents discovered approximately 167 pounds of cocaine packed inside the mast of the flying carpet.
Well, you should have picked one of the other ones.
Yeah. Yeah, the flying carpet. Yeah. Worth roughly $17 million. Just enough in theory to cover all of his debts.
Wow.
He did have a plan. Norbert was arrested in Berlin and sentenced to 7 years, eventually serving 4. His son, Marcel, who had signed the shipping documents, was arrested in Peru and sentenced to 20 years in one of the country's most brutal prison facilities.
Oh, no. What if he didn't know about it? How angry would you be?
Oh, my gosh.
Right? Oh, my. I mean, maybe he did, but still.
He probably did, but the dad only got 4 years and he got 20 years.
Ugh.
He was not transferred back to Germany until 2016 after 13 years. So the family spent those years trying to raise money to bribe guards just to keep Marcel alive.
Oh, gosh.
Meanwhile, the park sat in the Planterwald forest, completely abandoned.
Ooh.
The 45-meter Ferris wheel slowly rusted through.
Ooh.
Dinosaur sculptures toppled and lay headless in the undergrowth.
Oh, my gosh.
That's a sight.
So creepy.
A set of child-sized footprints remained pressed into a concrete path from when Sabrina Witte, Norbert's daughter, was 11 years old. Her parents told her not to walk there, but she did anyway.
When you're 11?
Yeah.
You're like, whatever.
I'm doing it. One journalist who went in wrote that the Ferris wheel began rotating on its own as she approached, with a sound that she described as a squeal. Her first thought was that it was powered by the souls of murdered children.
Oh, that's her first thought.
I know, that's a big jump. I don't know. Yeah. I mean, this one is not as documented, as far as things have happened there, but it does have a dicey past.
Yeah.
A lot has happened there, and it's a creepy place.
I'm sure it looks super creepy now.
Yeah.
Ugh.
And I bet you there's some stuff there.
For sure.
I mean, it's in East Berlin too, so it's just
there's a lot going on.
Yeah. Okay. The last stop is different than the others. The haunting here is not just a story told over and over. It's a fact. The entire city is a ghost. So, Pripyat, Ukraine.
Oh, gosh.
Yes. April 26, 1986. Reactor number 4 at the Chernobyl nuclear power plant exploded in the early hours of the morning, releasing 400 times more radiation than the bomb dropped on Hiroshima. Wow. The city of Pripyat, home to nearly 50,000 people, was evacuated within 36 hours.
Wow.
Residents were told to pack for 3 days. They never came back. Actually, they did a pretty good job getting everybody out of there.
Yeah.
Everything they left behind is still there. The clothes in the closets, the books open on desks, the toys on nursery floors, the gas masks, the photographs, meals left on tables, lessons left unfinished.
Wow.
And in the center of the city, a small amusement park that never opened. The Pripyat Amusement Park was scheduled to open on May 1st, 1986, 5 days after the explosion.
Wow.
The Ferris wheel had been painted yellow, the bumper cars placed in their enclosure, the paratrooper swing ride assembled and ready. So it was like ready to go. Mm-hmm. Workers had been testing the equipment in the days before the opening. The children of Pripyat were 5 days away from their first ride.
Gosh.
Can you imagine? I mean, that had to be so exciting.
Mm-hmm. Of course.
Everybody had to be so excited about this new place that was opening. It was going to be so amazing. Mm-hmm. And then obviously their lives were upended.
Mm-hmm. You're like, okay, guys, we're going to go somewhere for just a few days. When we come back, we're going to be able to go to the amusement park. It's going to be really great.
Mm-hmm. And then they never came back, and their place was completely destroyed. They were evacuated instead. That yellow Ferris wheel has become one of the defining images of the Chernobyl disaster. It appears in photographs and documentaries, HBO series, and the video game Call of Duty 4.
Oh, that's where I know it from.
Of course, yeah. It has never carried a single passenger.
Wow.
It has just stood there in the exclusion zone for 40 years, rusting as the city around it goes quietly back to the forest.
That's such an image.
Yeah. Paranormal investigators who have gone in with equipment describe cold spots that move through spaces, electromagnetic anomalies, audio recordings with sounds that shouldn't be there. Television program Destination Truth captured thermal images showing human shapes with no apparent source and documented what sounded like a child's voice inside an empty building.
What?
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
And then there are the accounts from people inside the zone who have heard something near the Ferris wheel. Children laughing.
No. What?
Yeah. The specific, unmistakable sound of children laughing in an empty amusement park, drifting across a contaminated city with no children in it.
Oh, I have so many questions.
I know. Well, what are your questions?
Well, if it never opened, are these just ghost children who are like, hey, this looks super fun. Let's go play. You know, kind of like the Dead Children's Playground, right?
Yeah.
They're playing.
Because also this city was created for that nuclear reactor. The families were all workers there. You know what I mean? I don't think that this is a place that... I actually don't know, but I don't think it's a place that was going back generations. You know what I mean? They built the city for the workers to work the reactor.
Wow.
It's crazy. I don't know. The haunting of Pripyat is not metaphorical. These were real people, real children who were 5 days away from riding a Ferris wheel for the first time. Whatever is in that exclusion zone, it is the echo of 50,000 people whose lives were not ended. They were stopped. Mid-sentence. The residents of Pripyat did not die there. They were taken out of it suddenly with 3 days of clothes and no chance to say goodbye to anything that they loved.
Wow.
So maybe it's more of an emotion that was like an imprinted emotion. Maybe the imprint of the hope that those children had for that park. And maybe that's why it's like laughter or whatever. I don't know. It's really interesting.
That is. I can't imagine.
When investigators describe the laughter near the yellow Ferris wheel, they tend to call it residual rather than an active haunting.
Okay.
It's not an intelligent presence reaching out, but a loop, a moment in time that impressed itself so deeply onto a place that it replays. I mean, you have to imagine the anticipation that those children had and the excitement for what was going to come. And probably a place that was pretty boring. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They probably had the necessities of life. And so this new thing was coming and they were so excited. What if it's something different? What if the explosion created some kind of portal or a timeline shift?
Ooh.
What do you think?
That's an interesting possibility. What if, so when it melted down, right?
Yeah.
Or whatever. And it changed the environment in such a way that there's this rift. So maybe they're hearing children's laughter from a different timeline where it is intact, where things are happening. It's just like bleeding through.
Yes.
You know?
Where that amusement park is running, maybe still to this day.
Right. You know, but because of what happened, the disaster, it just altered the makeup of that space.
Yes.
Oh.
To me, actually, that makes the most sense.
Well,
you know?
You heard it here first.
Yeah. Wow. Brilliant. Wow. Well, so every location in this episode is connected by the same thread: incompleteness, things that were not finished, joy that was interrupted before it could be had. Mrs. Mueller riding her husband's carved horse in the dark at Cedar Point long after the lights went out. The girl at Lake Shawnee near the swings still move without wind. The woman in old clothing at Enchanted Kingdom looking at a Ferris wheel from somewhere outside of time. And the child's laughter near a duck ride on, yellow Ferris wheel in an empty Soviet city, turning slowly while laughter plays on a loop in the trees. Amusement parks are designed to make you feel safe while scaring you, right? That's the whole point, that adrenaline rush. But some of them figured out how to keep doing it long after the lights went out.
there is just such, I don't know, it just gives me goosebumps to think about, you know, particularly the Ferris wheel. I think because it is such a classic ride, you know, but to have this picture of it rusted, disjointed, and all of the stuff growing, and then you hear laughter. Ooh!
Yeah.
It's
pretty freaky. Yeah. Okay.
Well,
yeah.
Are you ready for Somebody Told Me?
Yes, I am.
All right.
Let's do it.
Okay. So this story came from a teacher that I met on the last day of school when we were out and about.
Oh, cool. Okay.
So it was my first time meeting her. I don't know her, but now we're friends.
Okay, cool.
But I think she follows us now. So anyway,
right, awesome.
I told her about the podcast and, you know, did my typical, like, do you have any? And she's like, actually, I do. Okay.
Cool.
So I had a voice recording, like, of her telling the story. So then I, like, transcribed it. And so here we go.
Okay.
So this is a story from Peyton. Here's what she said. I live in Key West on Rose Street in my boyfriend's family's house. It was built by, I think, his great-grandfather, and it was the first house on the street. We don't know what's going on, but definitely odd things will happen. We were sleeping one night, and there wasn't a storm or anything, and we just kept hearing knocking in the closet.
Oh, gosh.
Probably for about 20 minutes.
What?
To the point where I had to put myself to bed because I was so scared.
Oh, my goodness.
I'm picturing her, like, pulling the covers up over her head and just, like, covering your eyes.
Did they look in the closet?
I think so.
Oh, my gosh.
So, Peyton continues. When I woke up, my boyfriend was telling me that the knocking went on for another hour. It wasn't raining. There was just a steady knocking.
Oh.
I thought it might be the pipes or something, but it wasn't.
Whoa.
One day, we had all the shades down, so there wasn't any shadows or anything. We had them down because it was so hot. I think it was last summer. We were sitting there, and we heard the back patio door open. We thought it was his friend because he takes care of our pool and stuff, so we just expected him to walk in, and there was nothing. And we were both kind of just looking at each other. Then we saw what looked like a flash, like from a car, but it was in our kitchen.
Oh my gosh.
The layout is our pool, then the kitchen, then the living room that we were sitting in. So we were all the way across, and we see the huge flash of light.
Whoa.
I thought the microwave blew up, but it wasn't. It wasn't anything.
Whoa.
And we both just stared at each other like, WTF? Like, what do we do?
Yeah.
Nothing else happened that day. Oh, and one more thing. My boyfriend's grandmother passed away in that house. One time, I was sitting on the back porch, and my boyfriend opened the back door to go get something inside. And he stopped, turned around to me, and was looking at me crazy. I thought he was just being silly or messing around. He goes inside. When he comes back out, he says, I literally saw my grandma sitting in the chair. At first, I thought it was you in the reflection of the door.
Oh my gosh. That is crazy.
So those are Peyton's stories from this house on Rose Street.
Wow.
And she's like, it just is so weird.
Maybe grandma's watching over them.
That's what I'm thinking. But the flash is so interesting to me.
Yeah.
You know, the knocking, perhaps it's an old house. Like we could explain that away in some sort of way, maybe. But it's still really unnerving that it continued for so long.
Yeah. Especially if they're checking around. They're like, well, it's not the pipes. It's not a storm.
Right.
Like, you know, they're like ruling everything out.
Right. They're like, what is going on?
Yeah.
I always hate knocking.
Yeah, it's creepy.
But then imagine the door opens. You're like, oh, who's there?
It's grandma.
You know, nobody. And then,
yeah.
Flash.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and then
That's interesting.
And then he saw grandma.
Light.
Yeah. Ooh.
Wow.
Maybe it was grandma trying to manifest before she figured out how to do it.
Maybe.
I don't know.
Whoa. Okay.
But
Well, that was a good one. Thank you for sending that.
Thanks, Peyton. That was awesome. Thanks so much for trusting me with your story. And thank you to all of you for listening to this episode of the You Two Scare Me podcast. Have you checked out our website, you2scaremepodcast.com? We sell our cool merch there. You can find t-shirts, tank tops, mugs, hats, and more with our awesome logo.
It is so awesome.
It's so awesome.
Listeners, do you like what you hear? Help us reach more ears by sharing the show with your fellow weirdos, subscribing to our YouTube channel, and joining our Patreon. The link is in the show notes, or you can just go to patreon.com and search You Two Scare Me Podcast.
You can also help us by rating and reviewing us on Apple, Spotify, YouTube, or wherever you get your podcasts. We love those reviews.
Yes, we do. Don't forget to check out our social media. Find us on Instagram at You2ScareMe_podcast, or on our Facebook page, You Two Scare Me Podcast, or on our TikTok. Just search You Two Scare Me Podcast. No spaces.
Remember to send us your own spooky stories, just like Peyton, for our Somebody Told Me segment at You2ScareMePodcast@gmail.com. That's YOUTWO Scare Me Podcast@gmail.com.
Thanks for wandering through the shadows with us.
Until next time, stay curious and beware what lurks beyond the light.